Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for November 17th, 2024. Now, this is a week. There's lots of cool stuff to talk about. Nothing's real knockout, if you know what I mean, but it's been an interesting week to say the least. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to see, including Scapanak update pictures, and we have Modulok. So we have Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, all that good stuff going on there. I tell you where you can pre-order this guy, and then Mythic Legions stuff at the Legions Con. I did miss one big thing, but I have no true information other than size, but we will talk about that. And then this is Todd McFarlane Jumping the Shark. Now, I'm sure people are going to like this set, but I don't know anybody that likes the price. We'll get into talking about all of that. We got leaked photos of a G.I. Joe classified figure, and we've got another G.I. Joe thing, this thing for $80 we'll talk about. More pictures of what's going on with Lord of the Rings from SH Figuarts, and then we get into Star Wars. There's a little bit of Star Wars, and I'll need better graphics, but we'll get into this and more coming up. Alright, starting out with what's new at Show.Z store. This is the Joy Toy Source 118 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Team NT April O'Neil. Got her pre-ordered, and there's another one I'm going to show. I've got to say that the turtles are pretty solid, the figures are pretty cool, and it's the only time I know they've made these in 1/18 scale. And if you know anything about the 80s, April O'Neil is one of the few female characters to actually push her way through to a toy line. Very iconic. They've also got their Splinter, and yeah, I pointed out that a lot of my viewership doesn't really collect the turtles stuff so much, but these are cool. I want to point out that they're there, and I want to point out that generally I've been having to pick those up straight from the Gundam site and not straight through Show.Z. These were pre-orderable through Show.Z, so that was pretty cool. Now, getting into this one here is Zeta Toys EX09 Ford Fortress Maximus metallic version, and it's not very tall. It's 9.05 inches tall, but it's still pretty cool, and I've got it pre-ordered for $70. And I think the Joy Toy figures are in the $40 range. Alright, so I heard a rumor, a couple of people have said it, I don't know how true it is, but I'm hearing that Takara is going to be reissuing their MP36 in the toy mold, the toy recolor, and with that I think that it's pretty cool. I'll probably pick one up. I do like the vac metal on it, but I really wished it would have been entirely vac metaled. Obviously the chipping and the transformation and all that, they only vac metaled what they feel wouldn't chip from the transformation and those things. But I haven't got it confirmed from any actual sources yet. I'm just hearing rumblings of it coming. And when it does, I will definitely let you know about the pre-orders. But I really want to see them to give us the plus version of Shockwave and a couple other ones. Fans Always has a video up of coming soon of Ultra Magnus, and they'll probably put the transformation one up any day now. It might be up right now as I'm speaking. I haven't checked in the last day or two, but it does look somewhat impressive. But I gotta tell you right now, I am the guy in that camp for bought inside of armor, and so for that, that's where I'm at. And I'm definitely picking this up. I'm gonna pair it to all the other iterations that have come before it. So I am kind of excited for this, even though we probably could have gotten some different characters first. Still happy that it's coming this month. Now, I don't know when this is coming, but this is an MD002RC. This is showing her size and scale, and I'm guessing this is Toy World's version of a Prime, but I try to keep it straight. I even made a video to try to keep all the different ones of these movie figures straight, and it's just hard to tell just by looking at which one's which, but you kind of get the size, scale of this figure, so I believe her to be a masterpiece. I don't even know the name of the company yet. This is MD002RC, and she's looking pretty good. Probably not transformable. Yeah, probably not. Probably just an action figure. Yellow Park is making a Rise of the Beast 2.2 meter Optimus Prime statue. 2.2 meters. They converted that over to 220 centimeters or 86.61 inches tall for the statue. They didn't convert over the price just yet. But, you know, these things usually run like $1,000, $2,000, the crazy amounts of price. But anyway, this is the Rise of the Beast one, coming from Yellow Park. Not up for pre-order just yet that I know. When it is, I'll let you know. The only thing they've said so far is coming soon. Alright, let's talk about some Dinobots. It's been like 7 minutes since I've talked about Dinobots. K-Toy CT Longyen 04 Bronto Solid Sludge Prototype Bronto Solid. And it looks pretty solid. It's pretty big. The thing about these, they engineer a lot of extra stuff into it, and it is stylized, and it's just one of those things that I don't know if they would be able to pull off everything that they do with these figures if they weren't a bit on the stylized side. But it is pretty cool, and I've had my chance to handle some of their Predaking one, which was pretty cool. Here is the leg. It's there's no foot to it yet. I mean, that's without the foot, right? That's the way it feels. Anyway, so it looks like pretty cool, pretty interesting. Moving along to another combiner dinosaur, what do they call it, Volcanicus kind of thing. But I really think this is what everybody's most interested in when it comes to this Longyen 04, and it looks pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Probably pretty darn big. And that leg, that lower leg part, is probably way bigger than the picture showed it to look, but this is Brontosaurus looking pretty big. Bronto Solid. So here's a picture from Yolo Park showing their official AMK Transformers Rise of the Beast. Now, one thing I got to say about this is that I probably am not going to be in on most of these. As much as I love the series, I'm kind of closer to the G1 stuff. But these do look pretty good, and my feeling is this is probably the best way to go for some Beast Wars kind of stuff, because you're not going to be encumbered. You're not going to be encumbered by the transformation process and all that kind of stuff. So you're unencumbered by the transformation process. And the thing is that you can make it look even more screen accurate if they want to, which I think they kind of have. And they all look pretty good. But I thought it was a cool picture. Figured I'd share. All right, so this Tactic Lord, the first component is starting to ship. Then I put this graphic up because A, they supplied it, and B, so everyone can stay on track. This is the Legends scale. So let's get down on this Legends level here. And I have to admit, it does look pretty good. And using the term stylized, it still looks pretty G1. So I think it should satisfy multiple different camps of people looking for the Computron. Technobots. I don't know. Losing my mind for a second there. Anyway, this is the shipping of it, and with that, these kind of pictures are kind of fun to see, these boxes shipping out, and there's the side view of the packaging. If you're in on these, expect them to ship pretty soon. Alright, so here's something that kind of came out of left field. I do not know the scale, but I believe it is Legends. That's my belief. I might be wrong, but just the whole vibe I get from it, it does feel a lot like in the same style as Iron Factory. But anyhow, this is Bloody Azura, and it looks pretty cool. It looks really interesting. Now, I'm not sure about like transformation, what it turns into. I've looked a little bit of stuff up on Show.Z store, and this is not there, but I see this character as more or less a non-transforming one, just as a figure, and that looks kind of cool. I don't know, be something you might be into if you're into this kind of stuff, but more information when it comes, I will definitely let people know. Iron Romance Workshop. Now, this one's being touted as Legends, even though it's only like around the 18-inch height or something along those lines. It's 47. Yeah, that centimeter converts over to about 18-inch. So this is really cool looking, though. And here's one of the things. I don't actually display my Titans. They're so big. And since they don't really scale with Masterpiece, but people believe that the Titan class scales really well with Legends, so that's what most people use for their Legends also. But if you have some space, you have a space issue, these are probably good for you. And price issue, they're not very expensive, so it looks pretty good. Here is one angle of the Scorpion mode for the Scorpionak. This is this is Cyan Culture. Same ones that already did the Metroplex, and this is to go up against the Metroplex. And then we are going to see another picture from this angle. So this shows what all comes with it in this picture. And so it's pretty good. If you have the vintage G1 one or remember it, it comes with a ton of parts. Now, I don't think this comes with quite as many pieces as the original, but it does come with a few other things. Now, I still don't know 100% about the lighting and what else is going on with that. And I think there's a video floating around out there that I need to check out to see what else is going on with it. Because I know the lighting, it can be a bit of a challenge to put out like 25 lights in. And I'm wondering if they're scrapping that whole idea and just giving them lights in the eyes, or if he's going to give it claws and all that. So still more information to find out about it, but I think it looks really good. I mean, it does look really good. And very similar to the Hasbro one. I don't know if it's an exact copy of the Hasbro one or if it's completely different or what's going on with it, but still looks great. Overall, it's going to make a great base mode, but again, people do like the Titan class more than these for their Legends if they have the space. If you don't have the space, it's an excellent option, and they're generally about 125 range, something around there, and I think that's an excellent value for this piece. All right, now I'm going to leave this one in rumor category also, even though people are swearing up and down that it's 100% happening, and until I see a pre-order for it, then I'm not going to say it's real, but I've seen this, like, the question being asked in the comments like 50 times now, but Magic Square is supposedly going to be making all their dinos upscaled into Masterpiece in 2025, and that's what I'm hearing. And the question rolling around from collectors is, are they done with Legends? And I'm guaranteeing you they're not done with Legends. But this will slow down their Legends releases for sure if they're doing this. Now, they're doing their Bruticus in Masterpiece scale, and then if they do all the Dinobots in Masterpiece scale, I mean, that's going to be very impressive. I'm in on every one if they do it. And maybe 2 swoops. But anyway, it's impressive if they do it, and we're going to get a really cartoonish one, and they've kind of upped the presentation on their Masterpiece figures. So, I mean, all the way around, it's super clean, super cartoon. I'm down for it. I'm down for it, definitely. And so I'll support it as long as it really does happen. All right, so people are saying that this is a Blokies Sentinel Prime. And I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking this does not look like it fits in with the Blokies or Blokies at all. But they're saying it's a Blokies one. And I hope I don't get in trouble just for saying Transformers 1. I hope Paramount doesn't track me down and come after me. But anyway, I'm never going to let that go. But anyway, this is, it looks good. I think it looks really good. It doesn't align with what the other ones look like. This looks too properly proportioned. But let's see what Hasbro's going to give us. You're looking at it now. Hasbro's giving us this. I mean, I actually think this looks more like a Blokies than the other picture that we had. And, I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm not going to get in trouble for showing another Transformers 1 picture. Anyway, I like the other picture way better than what Hasbro's given us when it comes to this. And it's a cool character. It's a cool figure. But, of course, here's the other thing. This one here that Hasbro makes has to transform, so I kind of do understand why you can get non-transforming to look a whole lot better, especially for around, well, aren't Blokies even a lower price point than the $25 Deluxe? Yeah. All right, speaking of Blokies, there's this picture here that came in that's kind of showing all the stuff. I feel like really this is just redoing the same stuff that we've done before, but I guess in marketing, the more stuff you put out, the more marketing information you put out, the better it is. But I'm actually seeing all this stuff showing up at Walmart now, which I was like, wow, it's taken over at Walmart too. I always kind of thought it was kind of like an underground kind of thing, kind of like third-party kind of stuff. But no, it's officially licensed, and I saw these show up at Walmart. So, kind of cool if you're into all this stuff. All right, there's a rumor on Funko Pops. Now, I got to say something about this. So I'm just going to touch on this. There's rumors they're making an Optimus Primal, Megatron, Rhinox, Black Arachnia from the last movie there. Rise of the Beast kind of stuff, I guess. Or maybe it's just full-on Beast Wars. Full-on Beast Wars. But it will not match anything at all of what's in that top picture. And I know there's a lot of Funko Pop collectors. I do not collect them. I have like 6. And they were all gag gifts. I keep them because they're fun. But for the most part, I don't collect Funko Pops, but those who do, and you really want to look into getting some Beast Wars stuff, then start looking out for it. But this is a rumor, and I actually don't even know where you get information on Funko Pops, to tell you the truth. I don't. So, the rumor's there, and I think a lot of this stuff is kind of, I don't know, satire, rumor stuff that they're putting up. But anyway, there it is. A lot of rumors this week. There's a rumor that Tyson Jake Paul fight was actually scripted. They had a script for it. Don't know if that was true or not. Glad I didn't put any money on that thing. But anyway, here we go with Cybertron version. It's the 40th anniversary Lio Convoy in-package image. And this has to be some sort of one of these events that they're having. But pretty cool, pretty interesting. And from what everybody tells me, this is a vastly improved version over what they gave us here in the U.S. And the head is better from what people tell me. And the coloration's better. So all that good stuff. Which goes right along with what the card Tomy does when they put theirs out. So a lot of people that complain about too many Optimus Primes. And I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back on Optimus Primes. People have been complaining about this. People think that Hasbro thinks people are going to pay $25 for this thing. I do not see why. It looks like a $6 item. Maybe is it a core class? Studio Series Devastation Deluxe. It's a deluxe. I swear it looks engineering-wise core class. But, wow. And I'm not in on that. And there's like several of the primes, the deluxe primes. I'm not getting the other deluxe prime. This looks like the Missing Link one. I'm not getting this. And maybe somebody out there is going to love it. But it's not for me. And I'm not going to ruin anybody else's fun or, do anything to their Wheaties because I don't care for it. But people have been seriously mad at this thing all week long. I haven't seen one person say one good thing about it. Maybe someone in the comments will. And they're kind of bringing back these mix mashers from, well, they did it back in the day. These look different. These even look more kind of childlike. I think that Megatron looks pretty good. In fact, this is probably the best looking Megatron that Hasbro's made for a while. Anyway, this comes from Amazon Australia. Mix Masher Bumblebee, Megatron, Optimus Primal, and Optimus Prime are going to be available sometime in the future. As I kind of joke a little bit about that, toys are for kids, and those are definitely targeting a younger audience, and they can be fun to play with. So is this stuff right here. This is definitely targeting a younger audience, and I don't have a problem with it. I do not have a problem with these products getting made and existing and going for kids. Hopefully it's a low enough price point, but this is $50. This is the Transformers 1 Mainline Mega Changers multi-pack first images, and it comes with all those figures in it. Very, very simplistic, hopefully really easy transformations, and hopefully it captures the imagination, hearts, and minds of kids everywhere. I'm just going to say, I really think that all kids should start with G1 figures. That's it. And all kids should start out on an Atari. You should start out on an Atari, work your way up to an NES, then work your way up to Sega Genesis. That's how life should be. I mean, that is the fundamentals of life, but I did that with my kids, and, well, they can't stand playing those older games. Anyway, Transformers has been inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. I thought this already happened. I mean, several times over the last years, was usually defeated in the final vote. So, for some reason, it's like always brought up and nominated, but not actually inducted. So, for 3 years, I guess, that's what's been going on. But this should have happened a long time ago. Transformers is very impactful, very influential, and has a huge following. One of the ways Transformers has stayed relevant over the years is reinventing themselves and actually coming up with different eras of Transformers. As much as if you like one era the most and you kind of identify with that, you kind of don't like the other eras as much, and that is kind of a division in the collector community, but it keeps the spark alive. So anyway, this is officially licensed G1 and Earthspark goods in Japan. And it comes with collectible cards from the original series and metal keychains, 10 collectible cards with scenes from the series, and acrylic stands, and 5 big stands, and 1 medium-sized stand. But cool stuff. But the thing is, it's from multiple generations, not just one. Which I just watched a video about a guy complaining about too much G1 stuff. And I will admit this. He's not wrong. But G1 sells. So I'm so used to making my own news because we had some drought for a bit there that I found this at Ross. Now, Ross has really upped the price on their figures. And these used to be, what, $12. Now they're 15. Not a huge increase. They were like $12.99 last year for this scale of figure. Now they're like 15. It's not a huge increase. And then these used to be $6.99, I believe, for this scale. And they used to be cheaper than Ollie's. Now, these are more expensive than Ollie's. But I haven't seen this at Ollie's. So it's one of those things that I'm going to wait until I get it at Ollie's now. I used to wait to try to find it at Ross to save even a few dollars more. But now it seems like Ollie's where you find stuff. Now, I'm not buying any of these. I don't need any of these. But I just want to show you. Now, either Mattel has trained you well to show up in the first 30 seconds to order your stuff, and all the collectors come and go, then they don't sell out with their limited 3. Or there's no interest in Master Universe anymore. No, it's not exactly that. This is a deep cut, and it's one of those that we probably wouldn't have gotten this figure if it wasn't going this deep. And if the fact that this even is getting made is a good thing. But it's not sold out yet, so you can still get it. Master of the Universe is starting to get really easy to collect, which is a good thing for collectors. But what's going to be sour is they just had a big sale, 40% off of all the stuff that I've just bought, and I feel like a chump biscuit for having bought it and not waited for the sale. But I didn't buy anything at sale, so it's kind of a double whammy of chump biscuitness there. But Mattel Creations, you can go get this right now. And people are like, well, Koldar sold out in 30 minutes or 13 minutes or whatever. And I was one of those people that got shafted on that. But Koldar was actually in an episode. I don't think this guy ever was. Modulac. So you can go to BBTS and order this guy. $31. Let me actually get that tab up. And it is Origins Modulac exclusive. Now, is it a BBTS exclusive? I don't know. Now, if it is a BBTS exclusive, BBTS orders a truckload of these things. It's not just one pallet. They order a lot. But I pre-ordered mine right away because, first of all, I have the vintage one. I think it's cool. I think this is vastly superior to the vintage one, and I'm curious about a lot of things with this. But I wanted to get an extra one too because when they eventually do the multi-bot, that's going to be so much fun. And I don't have the vintage one of that, so I got to definitely wait for this because I'm not spending stupid money on the multi-bot vintage one. But the vintage one of this was actually already about the same price as this. Brand new. Anyhow, go over to BBTS if you're wanting to get this. Alright, so we got some updates to NECA post-Halloween, but still doing some horror. There's a huge horror collecting genre out there, and this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Ultimate Pretty Woman Leatherface 7-inch scale, Hitchhiker 8-inch scale retro clothed figure. So, cool stuff if you're into it. Me not so much, but I'm just glad that NECA's still trucking along with this. NECA, where's the rest of the Back to the Future figures? SH Figuarts coming out with some more pictures of this is Frodo and their Gollum. It's the Schmeagle. It's the Precious, my Precious. These look really fantastic, actually. They do a great job, and the blend of the solid pieces with the soft goods in there is working really well. I think they've done fantastic job on these figures, as they pretty much always do. And with that, they do run a little on the small side, which doesn't bother me at all. Not at all. And here's another picture here, and this one here is I believe this one's the Aragorn. Is this the Aragorn? Anyway, I've got to check on that one. The Gollum and Frodo 2-pack is $67, which is a great value. And then this one here is $78. So pretty cool stuff. Looks pretty good overall. And they come with a lot of accessories. It didn't really do a breakdown of accessories just yet, but those look pretty good. And then we have this guy right here. And I have to be honest, my knowledge of Lord of the Rings, I've watched it all, but I haven't rewatched it again. And if it wasn't made in the Knickerbocker range, I don't know it very well in detail. But it's still kind of cool stuff and fun if you're into it. All right, maybe someone has more information on what McFarlane is trying to pull here on this DC Joker Live with Murray Franklin deluxe set that comes with Okay, let's read this out. It comes with 2 figures, so it comes with those figures. It comes with extra faces and 4 alternate hands, 3 interchangeable Joker faces, pistol, joke book, collectible art card. Diorama set features live with Murray Franklin backdrop, floor, desk, 2 chairs, mug, microphone, plant. Also includes life-size prop replica items, Joker's notebook, which is kind of part of the packaging, I believe, but and that's metal. A don't forget to smile metal sign. $250 though. It's like the play sets have all been $30. The dioramas have all been $30, and I'd buy it for $30. I'd buy it no problem. $250. I mean, the two extra figures, that's $40 more. That's 30 and 40. That's $70. I mean, I'm not seeing the mathing here on $250. I am not. I don't know exactly what is going on in Todd's head, but hey, maybe I'm just completely wrong in this situation. I'm not exactly sure why this caught my eye. I actually thought this was DC. It's Marvel Legends. You know, I don't do much on the Marvel Legends. This is Marvel Legends Warbird pre-order. I'm not exactly sure why this figure caught my eye, but it did, and it's available at Entertainment Earth, BBTS, Chosen Prime, Toy Geek. And by the way, Sure Thing Toys is going through bankruptcy still. If you order anything, Sure Thing Toys, they owe me a Star Wars figure. And so I keep getting a letter because they owe me a Star Wars figure. But I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to mess with it. Sure Thing Toys, I got a lot of great deals from them. Anyway, this figure here, probably up for pre-order at all those places if you want it. Alright, so we've got Mythic Legions from the Four Horsemen, and at the Four Horsemen site, you're going to be ordering all those figures. But I missed this dragon. This dragon is absolutely massive. It is something along the lines of 22 inches tall, 31 inches long. It is huge. And I don't need a dragon that big, but I think a lot of people might. And they're going to be offering it in like some 5 different versions of it. It's still too early to tell what's all going to go on. It's kind of like the initial reveal of it so far, but it's impressive. It is impressive. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm still really excited about the T-Mat coming from Super 7. Yo-Joe! Mattel is combining forces with Hasbro. Well, they're paying Hasbro to make this. This is the Mega Brand Sky Striker versus his tank building set. And it's $80. I'm sure 30 of that's going to Hasbro. And there's no way this is worth 50. But it's $80. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's going to go live on the... So I guess it already went live. Don't worry. There's plenty for you. If you want one, it'll be there. It might be there a year from now. It might be. It is cool in concept. It shouldn't be $80. And I might even bite at 30. Not at all at 80. And even not at all at 50. It's just, they're tiny little figures. Tiny little... And I haven't bought any of the other building block set ones either. But let me take it back. I'm not buying any of this. But if you like it, then... I don't know. Do you like it enough for $80? Alright, so we've got Hasbro getting some leaks. I think this is done on purpose. I do not think that this is accidental. I don't think this slipped past the goalie. This is like, we need to hype up our stuff. We're kind of slowing down. The gravy train is kind of tightening up. Let's loosen that gravy train just a little bit more. I really think that's what's going on here. So here we go with Blowtorch. The front of the classified one. And then there's back. Now, I want to say this. I really want a nice bright one. And I'm sure they're saving that for retro. But in all reality, and in reality... this color scheme makes a lot more sense. So I'm cool with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. But I do kind of want that super bright colored one, the Master G one. And I'm sure that's coming. But like 2 years down the road. Alright, so now we're into Star Wars. There is not much for it, but there's 2 Amazon exclusives. It's the Black Series of gaming one. This one is the Dagon Gera and the BX Droid hybrid one, yeah. I'm reading it sideways here. I don't know anything about these. and I'm not really too concerned about it. But if you're into it, then there you go. Gaming Greats. Usually I find those at, what is it, GameStop? GameStop's big on that. These are Amazon exclusives, though. So since they're Amazon exclusives, you got to go to Amazon. They are $44.99 each at 1 p.m. on whatever day, several days ago. Let's just for fun see if they're still available. Star Wars Black Series Clone Commando, Urban Fighter, and the B-1 Battle Droid Training Battlefront 2 6-inch still available. And then, yeah, both of them. Pre-order, add to cart, $44.99, and it'll be released on June 1st. Still available. I'm shocked. We've got Tamashii Nations and, of course, the SOH Figuarts, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and their Obi-Wan Kenobi. $75 each, I guess. I'm guessing they're coming out with 2 different versions at the same time. They show it on their Instagram. It's all converted over from yen. So, anyhow, I think they look fantastic. I think they look great. They are on the small side, but that doesn't bother me at all. And with that, is this kind of that thing? Do people shift to SH Figuarts and then to Hot Toys and stuff when they get tired of what's going on with Hasbro? Or with Star Wars, are people just quitting entirely? Maybe they're going back to vintage. Oh well, I miss Toys R Us, and it's never going to come back the way it was. But what do you guys think about this week's Weekly News and Review? What else is going on out there that I missed? What other cool stuff is out there? I like to stay up in the know, like and subscribe, and tell you to hang out.